both shook their heads. She returned
Shaking
to
my head.
Spike's dick. She took it in her mouth again and slowly slid it in.
Me gusta. You're supposed to suck on it.
Spike whispered. Apple Bloom sucked. She sucked on it hard, her cheeks pulled in. Spike grabbed her head with his claws. The other two fillies moved in to take a closer look. Spike started moving Apple Bloom's head up and down. She soon got the idea and started doing it herself. Spike moved his hands up to Apple Bloom's ears. He squeezed them. She seemed to like it, although she was too busy to say so. He stroked his hands up and down her ears, in rhythm with Apple Bloom's filleting. He reached up further and grabbed her by the large bow in her hair. He twisted it around his wrist, and used it as some kind of handle. He started rocking his hip, pumping her mouth as she sucked him off. Scootaloo giggled, then stopped and blushed. She hadn't meant to interrupt. Spike looked down at her and motioned him with his hand to spin around. She was skeptical, but did as she instructed. He grabbed her by the tail and pulled her closer in reach. He reached down and started stroking her pussy. Aww. With two claws, he could easily pull her lips apart. He rubbed her clit with his middle claw very carefully. He was surprised at just how wet she could get, and how fast. It was already dripping off of his talons.
Oh, wow.
Who could say? Sweetie Belle saw and turned
I
around
see,
herself.
and I'm turning around.
She lifted her tail and presented herself to Spike. Spike gave her the same treat. She didn't get as wet as Scootaloo when she was more vocal. She was oohing and crying.
Ah.
She wouldn't shut up.
Oh, yeah.
Spike, fingering two ponies and getting ahead from a turn, leaned his head back and closed his eyes. He couldn't believe his luck. Apple Bloom let go of his dick with a wet smack.
So what
Smack.
did you do now?
Apple Bloom asked. All three fillies started talking at once. Spike hopped off the table.
Ladies, please.
Hold your orgasms.
There's no need to fight. I think I've got an idea or two. Sweetie Belle, you were wondering about this.
He lifted her
Gentlemen.
tail with his hand and stuck his snout into her pussy. He licked away at her clit. Soon she was wetter than Scootaloo.
Oh, God!
What the fuck?
That was amazing.
Come on, come on.
Is it my turn?
He screamed.
Oh yeah, she screamed.
We've already gone past better than enough.
Okay, whatever. Her rump kept heaving back into Spike's face. The other two fillies looked at each other.
You want to try it?
They asked at the same time. They frowned at each other.
But I asked first.
They said simultaneously. Barely. It almost erupted into a fight.
Shit. I guess I can wait until Sweetie Belle's going with Spike, then he can lick me.
Apple Bloom said.
Oh,
Said Scootaloo.
you want to get licked?
That
That
worked.
works out then.
Alright.
I wanted to do the licking turnaround.
Apple Bloom complied. Turning around and lifting her tail, Scootaloo licked her pussy on the outside at first, all the way from the clit then up. As she licked, she noticed the hole more and more. Maybe it was getting bigger, she thought. Maybe it was just wetter. The taste of her friend was strange, but it was a good kind of strange. Scootaloo liked it. She could do this all day. She slid her tongue into Apple Bloom's hole. It was a little bit tight. She slid it in and out, not knowing why. This being her first time, she didn't pay any attention to Apple Bloom's clit. Apple Bloom didn't care. She was enjoying it as much as Sweetie Belle. although she held her tongue. She occasionally stamped on the floor of the clubhouse in kind of a frustrated ecstasy. Sweetie Belle came. Her scream rattled through the whole clubhouse. Every pony noticed. She fell over sideways onto the floor. Spike looked around, still excited.
Weren't we supposed to be humping?
Applebloom asked. Spike grinned. Sweetie Belle was still on the floor, recovering. Applebloom was being serviced. Spike got behind Scootaloo. The fillies weren't as tall as the grown ponies, but their legs were still longer than his. When he lifted her tail for him, he jumped onto her rump and grabbed on. He plunged... Dear God. He plunged his stick into her. She jumped up in surprise as she felt a short, sharp pain. It passed and then her face melted in pleasure. She couldn't focus on Applebloom anymore. The other fillies came around to watch Spike work. His little hips were thrusting away at Scootaloo. His tail was swinging up and down in wide arcs.
Applebloom.
Is he in her cooter or her butt?
Applebloom asked.
Her parents are upstairs.
I can do it in a butt too, if you want to watch.
Spike said. He grabbed Scootaloo by the base of the tail. He lifted himself out of her pussy and slowly slid into her ass. He resumed the pumping. The other two fillies were fascinated. Scootaloo's look of pleasure faded and was replaced by one of confusion. This just felt weird. Spike kept pumping faster and faster.
You fillies want to see something cool?
Spike asked. They all nodded their heads.
Nodding my head.
Oh, Chuck, really?
Alright. Sweetie Belle, Applebloom, lay down on the floor, close together.
They complied.
Scootaloo, when I jump off, I want you to do the same thing. But you have to be fast.
Why?
Just do this for me, Scootaloo.
He sort of barked.
Okay, okay.
Okay. Spike stopped talking. At first, he didn't seem to do anything else. He was still thrusting into Scootaloo's ass. He started pumping just a bit harder. Then a little bit harder. He started getting more erratic.
Boom, 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 boom.
I'm coming! I'm coming!
He moaned. He didn't know what he meant. Spike